Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's Chris. This is Football Manager 24. Swansea save and a little bit of a change. Cameron Burgess is a regular starter. Grant Hanley wasn't really training. Yeah, I'll leave that there. I was going to say training well, but he wasn't really even training. He was getting like 5 point something. The next nearest person was like 7.4 to 7.6. And it happened just week after week after week after week, and he was upset with me telling him that that wasn't good enough, and I demoted him from first team to squad player, and then I decided to start leaving him out because we got other options like Ricardo Santos, who was training well, and he got upset then that he wasn't getting the game time he was promised, so we agreed to sell him, and he will be going out for 350,000 to Malaga, and his replacement will be Reece Williams for £60,000. So, yeah, a decent sort of increase. We're losing a ton in the mentals and a couple of other big bits, but Reece is going to be good in the air. He's not that slow. He's got some development. He was super cheap. I think he's joining for like 9 grand a week. He was only on 10 at Liverpool, so we were able to get that up. And like I say, 60 grand is nothing. So Hanley for free. We get 350 grand for him. We got to pay an intermediary fee for getting rid of him. There were a couple of English clubs, I think championship clubs, that were looking at him, but they wouldn't bid outside the window. Malaga would. And so that was a deal we done. So a little bit of a profit, a little bit of a change there. So he's probably still upset. No, he's just still transfer listed by request. But yeah, that to me all feels pretty good. Yeah, we're just gonna buy. Yeah, I'm just gonna buy all the clauses. I don't like clauses. I include them now and again, but I've got to be honest with you. I do like to just sell them all. So I don't know how much that was. So we're down 540. So 520, 500, so 750. So a plus a quarter of a million, plus 450, plus 600. We're plus quarter of a million for all those transfer clauses. I'm good with that. And we're plus 250 on this deal, or even more, 290 on this deal. So yeah, I'm pretty happy, even though we've probably lost money. Long term, I don't care. We got a lot of money in the bank, a lot of money in our wage budget, in our transfer budget. So I do feel pretty good about it. I do think cutting down on the wage budget, maybe stopping people from asking for exorbitant contracts, might play into our hands a little better and still gives us room to get 2 or 3 starters at about the same level we have. I think that works out quite nicely. And we're not going to spend this money. We're actually buying the stadium. I asked the board to buy the stadium. They said yes. I asked them to upgrade facilities. They said no. I asked them for affiliates, but there's no merchandise affiliates at all showing up or even recruiting foreign youngsters. It's only really very low level, like National North and National South of the Vanarama leagues, that we're getting. Clubs like Dorking Wanderers, which I don't mind. Good club. Decent level. We've got Yeovil in and around that level. We've got Newport just above that level. Those are the only links we have. I don't need another one. But yeah, the board also have gone away from signing players for the first team under the age of 23. We've just about got into that. They were really upset about that. But they're not really judging it as much as they were, I don't think. But everyone's pretty happy. Things are going really, really well. The training facilities are being improved. They're buying the stadium. There's not too much else we can do right now. I think February, March, we'll be able to ask for some more upgrades to the facilities and whatnot, and maybe even expanding the stadium at that point. But yeah, everybody's doing what they can, how they can. But we're not at a bad level. We're not at a good level. We're just not at a bad level. And we will be improving slowly, bit by bit. So there is that. I just would love more than just these affiliate clubs. And we can't really do much about those. But National League and League Two, sure, absolutely fine. But yeah, the rest of the team's pretty much as expected. Josh Key's out with an injury. We've had a few injuries. He will be back. Archie's been out injured. Tyrese has had a little knock. Franco's had a knock. Vidal's had a bit of a knock. Rapotnik and Cullen have missed a game or so here and there. Cabango, a little knock. But nothing super serious so far. A couple of the lone players have had bad ones, but yeah. And even with, again, those new deals and playing well and still not like super expensive on Cabango or Cullen, which is a shame. It is very much a shame. But yeah, I don't mind. I just don't want bids in for them at these low prices because they're my only key members of the team and they're the only people that are team leaders. So captain and vice captain, two homegrown lads. Yeah, it's kind of worrying that I know they might be targets, especially if they do start playing well. But Tim Keegan, it's going up. It's not really where we wanted to be yet, but it's good. The atmosphere is great because of our form. And the managerial support is almost maxed out. That's pretty good. But as you see, Cullen and Cabango, we did have Grant Hanley as a highly influential player alongside Walton, but he, of course, now will be leaving us, so that's a bit of a shame. But Burgess, Timon, Key, I'd be very happy for those to jump up. Vipotnik, Tower, Stamenic, I'd be happy for those to jump up. So I think we will fill this out sooner rather than later. And a lot of the players I've been using semi-regularly are the ones that do support me. So no real kind of surprise about that. But yeah, we need to request more. Buckley, Nunez, Macias, Luke Thomas, Brandon Williams. Not really going to get those. Cabango doesn't like training. Everyone else is really happy, which is good. Yeah, I shouldn't have done it that way wrong. I should do it this way. You've got training, additional focus. None. Anytime you get some stuff here with the individual training has not been beneficial, just go in, training, additional focus, none, and that will clear that from the list. So anytime you get poor training, things are going to be good that way. But I like the way we're set up right now. I think we're, like I say, we're in a good place. We haven't broke the budget or the bank. Cullen's up to 15. I think he can go up to 16 and a half. Cabango's met his goals to get to 16 and a half. They are on long-term deals. Everybody else is kind of cheap and controllable right now. Pretty happy. Vidal and Devine are in the first team right now over Galbraith, who's come back off an injury and has been a little tired. Stamenic too, but I'm trying to rotate. Give Galbraith a rest this week and Stamenic next week, so I'm not changing out too much in the midfield. Like I say, Josh Key is out injured. So we're trying to manage our conditions. We're trying to manage our morale. We're waiting for bids to come in. Like I say, Cullen, Cabango, and Stamenic are three big players right now. There could be bids. Vipotnik's doing well. There could be a bid there that would be hard to turn down. Yeah, those are the main ones I would really worry about. My two strikers, Cabango, Stamenic, they would be tough to turn down. Galbraith with a good enough deal, I don't want to sell, but again, that kind of money might be too much of a help to accelerate the process. We've already got a bunch of money, but yeah, you kind of got to take what you can get. And if you do look at the stats, I've created this little page so you can see kind of where everybody is. But the player of the year so far, Josh Key, sadly is out injured, but he's racked up 7 assists. The rest of the team look okay, but Timon, Stamenic, Cullen, Vopotnik, Ronald in limited minutes, Ethan Galbraith again, Cabango solid at the back, Walton coming through in goal for us. So overall, not too bad. Walton and Cabango almost ever presence. Vopotnik, Cullen rotated out slightly. Burgess, like I say, Hanley just didn't seal down a position, so he's hurting. And then we're starting to drop off a little bit about after that. But you can see the centre-backs and the strikers with the goalie pretty much have been set in stone apart from the first couple of games. 11 clean sheets for Walton. That is huge. Now when you look at the XG, 13 for Cullen, he scored 14. A little over 9 for Vopotnik, he scored 9. Then there's some little bonuses. Galbraith, Stamenic above their 4.3 and 3.6, 7 and 5 respectively. Cabango a little under his 2.4, but not too bad. Ronald a touch above. Key a touch above. Melka a lot above. Burgess not great. Our set pieces, I think you can see we don't rely on set pieces, and I don't want to micromanage them because it's a cheap way to get free goals and kind of just win when really you're not good enough to have won. And the rest then a little more hit and miss. You look at the goals in total, like I say, Cullen, 14 goals in 19 games, just absolutely fantastic. Looks good, plays good. Vopotnik has got going. That partnership really is something we're leaning on. And then from midfield, Galbraith, Stamenic, the kind of key driving factors in that midfield for us. A little bit shared elsewhere. Melka, he's had his little run in the team. He's done okay with it. Ronald, a few appearances off the bench, done okay with it. Mainly him over John Jules, because I think I can get more money for selling Ronald, and I kind of want to try and boost that price if I can. So overall, not too bad, but like I say, assists, Josh Key with 7, Josh Timon with 5, Franco, Joe Williams as well, limited minutes, but he's actually been more of an impactful player than I thought he would. I thought he'd be mainly cover, but to be honest with you, he has a little bit of an impact on each game, and that's really, really good. Plus, he's fit in really well with the team, and a good personality, so I don't mind it. Plays his way out of trouble, short passes, winds up the opponents. Some fun instructions he's got, really to just elevate his game slightly, I guess. But like I say, not too bad. And then the strikers chipping in with a few assists along the way, but really out wide with the fullbacks is where our goal threat comes from, feeding into the strikers. And then player of the matches, Vopotnik's been really good. Cullen, Stamenic, Galbraith each got 2. And then Walton, both fullbacks, Melka and Ronald, again, the same names keep cropping up. Yellow cards, only a few. 2 for Tower, Cullen and Joe. Stamenic, Franco, Devine, Timon, Galbraith and Cabango each with 1. 0 red cards. I'm pretty happy all around with it. Like you say, this is pretty good to see. And in the people that have played, they're either playing well or they're having an effect. Cameron Burgess, probably the only one that isn't up to speed with the rest of them in terms of being on the board with a goal or a player of the match or a higher rating than his 6.99. It's 0.1 behind where Cabango is and a couple of goals back, but yeah, I'm sure he'll be able to elevate a little more to join them. Franco, Tower, not really expressive midfielders, more ball winners, battlers, engine room personnel, so they're not showing up on the stats as much, but still, I think doing a very important job and doing it well. So, yeah, I feel pretty good with who we've got and where we've got them, basically. And so that brings me to the championship, where we currently sit second. We're a point behind Southampton. We've done oh so well to get here. We haven't lost a game since then. We've drawn away 3 more times. So Blackburn, Watford, and Coventry, which, again, I feel like we should be beating Blackburn and Watford, maybe. Coventry are playing well, to be fair to them. But yeah, we're kind of making the most of the fact that Ipswich keep drawing games. And Leicester have lost 6 already. And with teams like Middlesbrough not really capitalising, as Coventry rising up into the battle for promotion, and we're right there alongside Norwich right now. So I feel pretty good about our run. So a little bit of a tricky place there, but 0-0 against Coventry, probably should have won. Strikers weren't firing. Walton saved the point. And when the team does fire, we do seem good. You can see here a couple of people really getting going. Beat Hull, beat Charlton's. We should do Ethan with a brace, but Walton also with a clean sheet. Oxford, a little bit more of a battle. Nobody with a high rating and kind of an even game. We kind of stole one there. Sheffield, very difficult. Missed a penalty, picked up a little knock. Josh Tyman, absolutely fantastic again. Walton has actually been a great signing for 350 grand, I think he was, maybe less. Did I sell him for 350? Did I buy him? No, I bought him for 350. Yeah, 10 clean sheets in 19 appearances, over a 7 rating. He's not the perfect keeper, he's far from it, but he's been good enough. Kept a clean sheet against Portsmouth. Took until the very last kick of the game from Cullen to win one. Yeah, again, very good. And then Key and Timon, Vipotnik, you can see key members of the team. When the fullbacks thrive, the strikers usually score. So I know if I'm having a good game with the fullbacks are heavily involved and doing well. But yeah, that was our best performance of the season completely. Southampton, away from home, we kind of held on to an early lead and then snuck a penalty when Stevens stupidly got himself sent off. That was a big result for us. Couple of late goals to come back into this one, get the draw, get the go-ahead, get the one to put him to bed. Not a great performance, especially from Walton. Then the Watford game again, Vipotnik rescues us when we're not playing well. Absolutely then make up for it by smashing Preston North End, Josh Key, one of the key members, both strikers doing well. Sheffield Wednesday, Liam Cullen getting off and running in a big bad way there, but again, goalkeeping, sometimes not marrying up, and then draw away to Blackburn, where again, Vipotnik missed a penalty, which does remind me that Liam Cullen's got to be our number 1 penalty taker, because Vipotnik has missed 2. So that does give us a fun little run before the transfer window. Leicester away is tough. 4 solid but winnable for sure home games. And QPR away shouldn't be a huge test because they're having a very poor season. I didn't want to come back for any of the... I thought maybe Ipswich at home, Birmingham at home. But I decided QPR at home because we're about to play them for the second time, so we'll get a little idea of what they're like before the quick turnaround to play them. Cup game wasn't really an option because it's Cambridge. Probably going to play a B team and either sneak a win or hope we get knocked out, to be fair, because promotion's the only thing on my mind right now. And yeah, after these months, Southampton, we've already beaten them away from home, so it's not too bad. Norwich, we got the home draw against there. Coventry up in 5th, but again, we got the home game against them. So, yeah, Leicester, Ipswich away. It's not until the third last game in the season that we have a game I'm like truly worried about not able to even get a draw in. I think everything else lines up now to the point where we've proven who we are, what we can do, the way we're playing, the way our strikers are on fire, and the way Walton's just been fantastic since he's come in. I think it's all added up to the point where we're solid and I can have a lot of confidence going into these games. I know there's a bunch of players here out on loans. This is what I'm looking at. Some doing really well, some not. But overall, a very low level, but Charlie Viva's doing very, very well. Bunch of people playing a number of games. Inusa, Northampton scoring some goals, which is always quite nice to see. So, yeah, not a ton of potential on some of these, but overall, yeah, I feel fairly good where they're at right now. So I figured might as well jinx myself and go at QPR at home. Not the fittest team, like say Stamenic, a little tired. We're probably going to look to sub in and maybe even Joe Williams sort of halfway through the game, 50, 60 minutes in, maybe slide Franco out. Maybe slide Franco back, take off Tower and Stamenic, and get... Yeah, we can put Gonzalez in defensive midfield for Tower, Joe Williams for Stamenic, slide him inside, let Franco go roam. That might be a move. Burgess and Cabango, we'll have to see how they play, but Ricardo Santos likely to feature in this game. And Cullen may need a little rest rotation. We might throw Ronald out there as well. So we got some potential subs we're already thinking about. I'm up to positive mentality because we're doing really well with it. And yeah, especially if we're playing teams we should beat comfortably, like I think we should today, positive is the way to go. Almost clicked the wrong button. But yeah, we are here. We're still learning the formation in some ways. I know Josh Tillman probably wants to be a wing back. We're playing with fullbacks. But he's good enough to get past that for sure. And that should bring us to the team talk. You can see the team sheets here. Walsh, Morrison, Cook, Clark, Slater, Clark, Salter, Mbenge, Vrine, Mazden, Vale, Chair, Frey, and Jan Salah. Elias Chair, Jan Salah, very dangerous. A solid back line, to be fair to them. Good options off the bench too, both in attack and defense. Some youth, some experience. Not really too bad. I do like our lineup. I really do like our lineup. And I think we should win. So, pressure them to make good on our current form. Looks like Melka really liked that. A bunch of people were pleased and happy. Walton and Cullen both motivated. Melka gains confidence. Feel pretty good at home. That's how we line up. Again, our 4-1-3-2. Strikers and Mizala's going out wide, giving us false width overlaps on the fullback. We haven't done great against a back three so far this season, especially with sitting midfielders like they've got. But we are second. They are third bottom. We are at home and in great form. It should continue today, but we saw in the last live com, even with a 2-0 lead, we ended up getting absolutely rinsed. When we switched off for a 10-minute spell or a 7-minute spell, Josh Key got done. Not really too much here. I'm going to go up to attacking, try and get a little bit in the game. There you go, a couple of shots, couple of XG. Back down to positive. See what we can get. We've got a free kick. Liam Cullen. I don't think he's going to shoot, does he? No, he is. Wasn't far away. But we loaded the box. We didn't take advantage. And so far, I don't think it's quite going our way. We're going to go back up here. And in fact, before halftime, I'm going to shout at the boys. I'm going to try and get them fired up. Try and get them really attacking going into halftime. And it's not quite paid off for us. So, yeah. Yeah, hit the targets, and I'm not happy. I am not happy. You're taking the game off. The man more, Josh Timon, into Stamanic. Burgess. Franco. Ben Cabango. Out to Devine. Youngster's got a chance to shine. We're going to get done. We're going to get countered, but Cabango, lovely clear up. Back to Burgess. Feeds Stamanic. He can turn. He likes to go out wide here. We got the underlap. He does see him. Feed it into Franco. Turn and play. We need someone to take on their men and beat them. Devine needs to go down the line. He is going. Get a cross in. He's done that. Liam Cullen can't quite get there. Josh Timon. No, he can follow up. Back to Stamanic. That should have been a goal. Start the second half better, but 7 shots, none on target. QPR get the first shot on target. And it is time to change some things. Oh, Devine does not look good, but Stamanic looks absolutely shattered. I am going to put Joe Williams and throw Franco out there. Cam Burgess looks absolutely woeful at the moment at the back as well. Strikers and Devine, I don't really have a good option. I'm a bit worried about how we're looking at the back and how tired we are, considering we can't really change too much. And I think going to get Ronald on there for Potnik, keep Liam Cullen out there. And go more attacking. Really start to see if we can put some pressure. We're going to open up some gaps to them for sure. But nice little work. Then we give away the ball. Chair to Salah. We don't like those players attacking. I think they've sat back to defend for a draw. So us going attacking is now very dangerous. It's going to be a bit late to kind of change things here. But Cullen comes back. Melka. Williams to Franco. Oh, he couldn't quite find Ronald. He's going to go himself. The yellow-carded man just came across, took out Franco. And that should be a second yellow. And that's stupid from Nicholas Madsen. This could have been a great reward from QPR, just absolutely sending at us. Instead, they're down to 10 men, and now they're going to have to survive an onslaught. Timon, Melka Vidal, instant goal. And that's just probably sealed the match there. just, yeah, stupid decision from their player. No real danger. And that's cost them what could have been a very good point against a high-flying team. But they now go 1-0 down. We can kind of control the rest of this game without being too crazy about it. I think Tower for Gonzalez, sure. And I got one more sub, right? Yeah, I got one more sub. I really wanted to be Cabango. I don't know how I make that work. That's definitely not what we tried to do. It might have to be that and have Josh Timon playing centre back, which is dangerous. But Cabango does need rest. And against 10 men, I kind of feel like this is it. Vidal just headed over the bar. Not great. Make that extra man work for you. Vidal again involved. Cullen, oh my God. Jack Callback just out of no, what's going on? With QPR just from behind, no danger, just absolutely full sends it in. Disgusting. And we... Yeah, we're likely to get away with an average performance at best. Not a lot of pressure. Even when things don't go right for us like that, we're still able to kind of get back into a good position. Franco does well. Ronald, and Williams takes his time, and Joe scores his first of the season. Tricky little game, this. They seemed to sit, and they soaked, and they did everything they could. A stupid second yellow card, and an even worse straight red. Deflection on that as well. I still think it would have gone in and would have been something there, but like, just... Yeah. I'm going to push the wing-backs up, mainly to stop the counter-attack. So at a little high up when they push the ball out wide. I'm going to drop my Mazzalas back. Drop the Mazzalas back on support as well. Because I think that's going to suit the way we play. And just a little box-to-box in there. So he can get up and support some stuff if he wants to. But he doesn't have to. And that's just going to give us a different way of playing here. And since they've only really got one striker and they're not playing with wingers, they've got wing backs, that means we shouldn't be hit on the counter as badly if it does all go wrong. Oh my God, what a hit by Josh Timon. He doesn't quite get there. Cullen back. He won the race. He was offside, but oh my God. That would have been a wonder goal. But the way they're playing, they're not really going to counter-attack us. They can go long if they want. We've got enough back. We're pushing up people in the areas they're going to want to counter-attack from. But we're against 9. You don't really expect too much. Vidal, really nice work. Taking on his man, getting the ball across. Keeper punches. Their striker was there. And oh my God, Cullen almost scores from that. Does collect the rebound. 15th of the season. Abysmal display from QPR. I think we've done a very good job in managing the game when there's so much going on that we could have easily struggled. And they're definitely a side that came to stop us playing rather than play themselves. Very difficult sometimes to break down. But yeah, the red card, I think we were in the ascendancy, but the red card changes things. We get that goal straight away afterwards. But we probably would sneak maybe a 1-0 win. It's a very comfortable 3-0 win. It allows me to do something like put Josh Tymon at centre back to get Cabango off and rested. Yeah, I feel like that's good. And Franco goes from complacent to more attentive. I like that. Don't really feel the need to talk to too many people. I think the only one I really want to talk to now is going to be Melka. And yeah, just your improvement throughout the match was great. And towards the end of the match, he was fantastic. Shout out to him. And I'm not going to say anything to Joe. He's inspired as it is. But Melka there with a very, very good performance in midfield from someone that's not naturally a starter. And we go top. Southampton draw away to Stoke. We get a gift of a game, really. That is going to put us top. 3 games out from the halfway point and just doing what we want to do. We rested a player or two going into this. We rested a couple during the match. What you were doing, I have no idea. The 2 yellow cards, that's dumb. I don't really think that's his game. That was weird. Jack Colback, high aggression and everything. I kind of get more. Still a silly tackle, especially when you're down to 10 men. But we'll take it. We will take it. And the 2 standout players, of course. Melka, Crater, and Joe Williams. Kind of want to have a word with you. You did really, really well. I think everyone else was kind of okay or good. They weren't really standouts. Those were the 2 I felt were the big standouts in midfield. Ran the game for us. I did take off people with low ratings. They stay on low ratings? No. 6'8", 6'9". Okay. So no one I have to go talk to for a bad performance. That's absolutely fine. And then anyone that looks like they're in particularly bad shape, I'm just going to go ahead and give a day off because thick and fast, the game's come now. Leicester, going to be a tough one. Ooh, Anna Youth Intake is here. Golden Generation. I always seem to get a Golden Generation for some reason. 2 forwards who are considered to be fine prospects. Thank the Lord, because we've got very little in the way of quality forwards. Like Ronald's never going to be a Premier League striker. Cullen's going to be borderline. John Jules isn't. Vipotnik might be, but is he a 10-goal Premier League striker or is he a 15? Is he ever going to be a 20? I doubt it. Plus, he's probably likely to get bought. And then when you look at the rest of the team, we're trying to convert wingers into strikers. And Thomas, Bobby Wills, Reece Evans, we picked up on a freebie. There isn't someone that we fully believe in. Maybe Vopotnik if we keep him long term and if he develops the way we think he can and the way he already kind of is. Needs more physicality for sure, needs more pace. But yeah, he's got 9 goals so far in the league. If he can get a 20 for the league, I think that would be a big step forward for him. And we'll see just how much potential he has. But 2 strikers, I love that. An attacking midfielder, I hope he can play centre mid, or I hope he can play striker. Otherwise, we're going to have to retrain him instantly, which sometimes isn't great. Goalie, we don't really need, which is fine. We've done our work at fullback. Centre mids where we can improve, but we're okay on. Defensive midfield, I think we've got the most options, actually. So that's great, the fact that there's nobody coming through there. Wing-backs, wingers, wide midfielders we don't play with. But two strikers, fantastic. An attacking midfielder we can do something with, and a promising centre-back. It's probably the oldest position we have, and the lack of true quality there. So if this is golden generation, I will take two future stars, one at centre-back, one at striker, with a good other option at striker, and in midfield, maybe with a backup goalie. I'll be happy with those 5. So I think that is good. Ecklenkamp. Haven't been looking at him, but he's good. 6 mil. He is transfer listed. That's what I mean. I think we can always find good centre mids. I think other positions are a bit hit and miss. Strikers eventually become very easy to find. Good centre mids are just really easy. And the fact that my formation uses 4 centre mids, if you include the defensive midfielder, it makes it really easy just to stack and rotate. So, yeah. Probably not going to look at that. Franco, yeah, maybe we can pull Franco down, but till we get a better centre mid, I don't really want to do that. So, yeah, as we are coming into that game with Leicester, nice little live com. Say everybody kind of happy, everybody kind of fit. Josh Key just coming back from his injury. Cullen's probably going to have to sit one out. So probably Ronald and Vipotnik, with Tyrese replacing Vipotnik in the next match, I would assume. That's what I'm going to end up doing. Maybe dropping Tower, giving Gonzalez a start. I think that's possibly going to happen due to the fitness. And again, we've rescued Cabango from looking poor in this next match. Burgess, maybe again we take him off for Santos. That looks likely. Maybe even start Braze. I don't know. But overall, it's not too bad. It's, coming along nicely. And when we've needed a bit of luck, we've had it. And when things haven't gone well, we've kind of got away from it. We've sold a lot of who we wanted to sell. Some we couldn't, but they've gone out on loan, making a tiny bit of money. We can try and sell them again later on. But again, training, really, really good. Vipotnik's having an amazing time in training. So is Stamanic lately. Consistently, they've been 1 and 2. Galbraith jumps into the middle of them, coming back from his injury. That's phenomenal. And Tao, I mean, disappointed. Glad you understand. 6.6. The only worrying trainer. But I'm also not messing with training. There's no cheat training. All I'm doing is whatever they want to do, I am doing. And a couple of weeks in advance, all I do is I put some match tactics before match reviews after, and after a game, make sure we're doing as much recovery alongside that review. I'm not changing anything else. We're just training how we want to be trained. I don't want to micromanage. I don't want to mess things about. I don't want to cheat the system. That's not what we're here for. And Walton, yeah, leading player for most EFL championship sides. Didn't expect to be reading that from him. Very, very good. I think the only other thing we can really look at now very quickly is going to be the most goals. Cullen, right in behind Josh Marja. Adam Armstrong's there. Kvistgaard, we gifted a hat-trick to. Mason Clark and Hadji Wright, though, back-to-back 12 goal scorers for Coventry. Mame and Dyke. Yeah. Couple of names you'd expect in this list, couple you wouldn't. Very happy that Liam Cullen is up in that list. Josh Key, very good from fullback. More shots, Liam Cullen, Ethan Galbraith. We are very sort of focused on that. Vipotnik, very high up in the man of the match. Key passes, Timon and Key, we do work it out wide a lot. We don't really keep possession that well. Josh Key dribbles on that right-hand side. Clean sheets, actually 11 clean sheets for Walton. So Fabianski choosing Ipswich, then freeing up Walton that we can come and take on the cheap, I think actually worked out for us. I still think I would have preferred to have Fabianski back here. But, yeah, you can't say that didn't work out well for us. Pretty happy with that. And he's also there conceding a low number as well. So, pretty happy. Braze runs the most. Josh Keys crosses a lot. Key passes through 90, although we don't keep possession and pass a lot. The key passes, Key, Timon, Franco, and the expected assist, Josh Key, high up. And, yeah, he's got, 7? Yeah, he's got 7 assists. He's expected 5.43. So, pretty happy with that. And the season preview, it looks like Bazunu is actually the goalkeeper most would want to have. We've got Cullen and Cabango very high up the list now. Both are performing good, not great, but enough to kind of get into this lineup, it seems. Yeah. Southampton, Ipswich, Leicester, West Brom. Bunch of good players, but really Southampton are the big team. We're up to 5th in the betting. Leicester still first. I mean, they are, 18 points back on us, 17 on Southampton. Even if you don't believe in us, you should believe in Southampton. 17 back after 20 games. They should not be favourites for the league at this stage. We'll probably see that change around January. But, yeah, as I get ready to go into this game then, as I just set things up, and I think, yeah, I agree. It is time to go cautious away to Leicester. Stall out the game, get a draw that we didn't think we'd have coming into it. I think makes a lot of sense to me. So I'm going to go and pick this team, just change some stuff around. And yeah, I think the next video will be the transfer window. I thought we might get to it in this, but because we went a little earlier for the live com, I'm going to save that for the next one. So I hope you're enjoying the series. Do let me know how you feel we're doing. Yeah, tips, suggestions, players to look to offload, high points for their values right now, or what we're doing wrong. Please do let me know. Very interested in hearing people's opinions. Like and subscribe. It really does help out the channel. Go support the other playlists that we've got on the channel. Check out our memberships that are available. And yeah, I'll see you next time for more fun and games. Till then, take care, stay safe, all the very best. And up our Swans. Let's go.